Good afternoon. This is Tom Alexander. It is Sunday, March 2nd. It is 2:16 p.m. Eastern Time in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. This is the weekend update that I do every week. You can go to the website www.alexandertrading.com and you can see the weekend update, all the weekend updates. Just click on weekend update, weekly updates. You can see this update. You can see the updates I've done for the past 2 years. I'm sort of rushed today, so I'm going to get right into the charts, which you're probably thankful for. Uh, let's take a look here. Okay, we had a big decline last week that felt larger than it really was. The reason it felt larger than it really was is because it was more dramatic in the SPX and NDX, which are the two indices that most people fixate on, certainly CNBC and stuff like that fixate on it. But it really doesn't tell the entire story. So let's take a look here. Um, at a couple of different things. Okay, here's the NDX. All right. Now, by the way, I will have charts out. The charts for this are on the website with the annotations, and you can download a PDF again, alexandertrading.com. Okay, so from top tick to bottom tick on Friday, prior to the dramatic reversal higher, the NDX was down a little more than 8%. The SPX was down, and we traded. I have had this highlighted for a while, this annotation, by the way, and we traded down into there, but we are down in the SPX down 5%. So SPX and NDX have had a healthy little decline in a short period of time. However, there's a much different picture when you look at the other indices. Uh, the New York Composite, for instance, for the week was down from top tick print to bottom tick print 2.5%. Okay, no big deal. The Where is my equal weight? Here's my equal weight S&P. Now this is an ETF, but it's basically a proxy for the S&P 500 equal weight, and it was down for the week for the dramatic, the drama 3%. No big deal at all. So there's the bottom line here is, guys, is that we have, as usual, a very bifurcated market with the NDX and the SPX getting all the attention and down dramatically, but the broader market was not down nearly as much. So what do we have here? Do we have a situation where the broader market is going to catch up, or do we have a situation where we're just going to have this broadening out of the market that everyone seems to be talking about, and it's the SPX and the NDX are going to underperform because of the drag of the Mag 7 stocks that were the catalyst for its outperformance over the past certainly year and a half, and you can make the case for many years. So if that happens, then you could have things like the equal weight S&P, the New York Composite, maybe even the Russell, which is the smallest 2,000 stocks listed, begin to catch up. We don't know yet. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if we get follow through from Friday's bounce, or if Friday's bounce was just some sort of option technical Rama Gamma Slamma reset on a Friday afternoon, and they're going to retrace this thing beginning in Globex, and on Monday we shall see. It's too early to tell. However, I will say that the takeaway from last week is that if you're looking at the broader market, the broader U.S. indices, it's not that big a deal. Now, it was in the Mag 7, but that's it. Now, let's look at some technicals here. This is VIX. I landed on VIX, so we'll talk about VIX. VIX got a little bit elevated on Thursday, came in on Friday. It's still a little bit elevated, but it has not got anywhere near close to extreme levels. And these really weren't extreme levels back in here. Now you did have this one outlier spike up above 35 back on middle of August, but it's not unusual to have, even in corrective moves and bull trends, which this was, uh, uh, spikes higher than we saw last week. Now that doesn't mean we have to have it. I'm just pointing out that we didn't have it. Okay, breadth. Now, breadth has been very tepid. It's been basically going net nowhere for over a month. The red line is a 10-day moving average of NYSE advancing issues. The green is a 5-day moving average of advancing issues, and the blue histogram is breadth. So there's been nothing extreme up or down in breadth since the middle of February. So the market is, again, to me, it just looks like it's waiting on something. It's waiting on some direction. There's uncertainty with the new administration coming in, and tariffs and policy and this, that, and the other. And I think that the market action reflects that. Now, another thing I want to show here in closing, I want to show the profile view of a couple of things. Now, this is the New York Composite. This is where we closed right here on Friday. And you can see we've gone really net nowhere since November in the New York Composite, but we haven't traded lower. Now, this was fascinating. I noticed this, and this may be the key to the whole shebang. This is the equal weighted S&P 500, and this is the profile unit. This is the auction. Each of these profiles is an auction unit of 1 month. So this is February to date. We closed on Friday right at the apex of the high volume node. You can see here. Now I'm going to do something. This is interesting. So the break of this could be quite telling. Now, if we go out up in time frame, and this is all one auction here, okay? You can see that hopefully, and I'll show you it's clearer here. If I go to weekly. All right, so here you go. So going back into at the end of the third quarter of last year, so the fourth quarter into this year to date, this is what we're looking at. And again, so we're in auctions of 2 degrees of time in the equal weight S&P. We're right at the high volume node of each respective auction. So again, the break of this could be important. I don't think last week's decline in the SPX and NDX is necessarily the beginning of a bear market. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's too early to tell. But if it is, the other indices have some catching up to do to the downside. So we'll have to wait and see beginning in Globex this evening and then tomorrow morning. I hope you guys have found value in this. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll speak with you again soon.